Okay, hello everyone. Thanks to all you awesome subscribers and people out there. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. You guys are great. So for those of you that are new to my channel, I'm a big RC guy. I love old vintage RC engines, so this is a little bit of a video on that. If you guys like also vintage RC airplane engines, go over and see Dave McIntyre. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, Dave or David. I will see if I can put a link in the description or something like that. Anyhow, let's get on with it here. My piece of ginger is growing, by the way. Same with my avocado up there. Anyhow, so let's get on with the collection. These are all new or rebuilt engines. First we have a Dynamite 12S. There's also a 12 SPD, which has different porting and a different cylinder head. There is videos way back in my playlist of that engine. Next, this engine was actually it was in a T-Max and I got it. It was run without an air cleaner. It was completely destroyed. I actually found a parts lot for it from a guy in the Netherlands, which is pretty awesome. But there she is. You'll see more on that later. Next we have the Orion, or Team Orion Wasp .18. This is a single needle carburetor. These are a great engine. They're made by Toki in Japan in the 90s. They're a great motor. They actually make really good power for how cheap they were. They used to actually come in like a metal paint can pretty much. Next on we have a 15 CV. This is one you guys seen I had mounted as an airplane engine. You can see the prop driver on it. And SH carb and whatnot. This engine is completely worn out, but only runs the prop to keep it cool enough to keep the pinch close, to keep it running. But you guys will see more on that later. Here we have the ever so popular OS 18 CVR, which is a brute of an engine. They're great. They have lots of low end torque, lots of high RPM. Big massive cooling head on there for an 18. I wish they were still in production. It really sucks that they're not. This engine I got was completely thrashed. I got it from a friend of mine, Ian, down in Oregon. What's up, buddy? If you're watching, comment if you see this video. Anyways, I restored that and got it running again. It's just a matter of time before I drop it in something else. And here we have the OS 15 CV Hyper, CVX Hyper. It's basically everything is the same as this engine, just with a gold head and blue engine block. Other than that, everything's the same. Same 10E carburetor. These are a great engine. This one, when I got it, was completely seized. I rebuilt it. All new internals, and they're an awesome engine. They're pretty sought after nowadays. Great performer. Can't say enough about it. Here we have a 15E, which is the universal engine from HPI from the 90s. You can see the 15FE and the weird motor feet it has next to it. This is a basket case engine I got from a guy in my local area. And Maple Ridge area is where it came from. It was all seized up and destroyed, and I managed to find a couple new parts, and a friend of mine, Ian, from down in Oregon there, sent me a few parts, and I managed to get it back together again. It's going to go on something later. It's got a single needle carb as well, just like the 18 over there with the silver head. Here we have a HPI 15FE. As you can see, the bottoms of the engine are different. All the internals are the same. Everything is interchangeable between these two, including a 12. A friend of mine, Rusty, down in Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky. Hey, bro, what's up if you're watching? Thank you very much again. I'm going to send you some chocolate bars. Rusty's the man. He sent this engine to me for free. It's brand new. It's never been run before. He's a great guy. He's an RC enthusiast on the Facebook group there. Wicked guy. Can't say enough about him. Moving on, we have a 12 CV, which I also got from him, which I fully rebuilt. I managed to find some new old stock parts for it, and it's got all new internals, including the pull starter and carburetor. There's some old video of that, if you guys go searching through my stuff. These are mostly what I like to run on my small RC10 GTs and whatnot. Next, we have a brand new 15 CV CVX. CVX means pull starter, CV is without the pull starter. It has never been run. It came from Osaka, Japan, where it was made in 1998, and has been sitting in the box since then and never been run. Next to that, we have the 15 CV Hyper, which also came from Japan. It has a, I believe, 10A slide carburetor. This engine doesn't sit up on its own, but has a 10A slide carburetor rather than a rotary, which most of these OS engines have, which open this way, not this way. So this engine came, like I said, from Osaka, Japan, brand new. It's been sitting since 1994. You guys will see more on that at a later date. Moving on, we have the OS 12 CVX tall head, which I rebuilt today. Everything including the block and cylinder head is brand new. You guys can see the difference between the tall deck 12 CV and the short deck CV. Let me turn them around. You can see this says OS Max on both sides. This one says CV Power on the other side. You notice that the amount of fins are different. They're both basically the same. This one's newer, this one's older. It's basically just how they were back in the day. People ask me where I get parts from these. I found some of them at my local hobby shop, and most of them came from Japan. And just for fun, we'll throw a few diesels in there. These are all discontinued engines. All just about as old as I am. Around 27 years old. These ones are about 30 years old. Here we have an MK17 made in Russia. And this is a diesel, 1.5 cc, revs to 12,000 RPM. Fixed speed control line. Here next we have the MAP 3 engine, or Mars 2.5. Also a control line diesel engine. These are real screamer. They're pretty good. Unfortunately discontinued, and after the Iron Curtain fell in Russia and all that other stuff. And an MK12B. These are actually a pretty shitty engine. They run okay sometimes if you're lucky, without a lot of machining work. But there it is, guys. There's my kind of old engine collection of all new and kind of old rebuilt stuff. And big old Saskatchewan champagne there. Anyone from New Zealand? How's it going? Anyhow. Take it easy, guys. Keep burning nitro.